All right, happy Wednesday, all our most dedicated Division fans who have already shown up to the channel. We are 11 minutes away from State of the Game number 173, which is crazy. Hi, 7NVD. You were the first person that I have seen, but you were adding feelers, so I don't know who made it here first. What's up, Cat? Uluvun? Yes. Yes. What's up, Matt? How are you? We're gonna, before people get here, just do a quick check with Mackenzie and Trick. Hello. Hello, friends.
I have been summoned from the digital ether. It is I, Trick Dempsey.
Wow. Wow. What class of monster are you, Trick?
Aberration, definitely.
Aberration?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
My special abilities are immunity to normal elemental abilities, but I'm weak to plague.
Okay. What would you say Mackenzie is?
Ohioan? I don't know.
Ohioan.
No, a true monster. No, a dinosaur maybe. I know that doesn't fit with the video game thing at all. But
Oh, it totally does. Did you know that before there was Stan the T-Rex, if you're in your up on your paleontology news, you'll know about Stan. Big money with Stan. But I was telling my partner that the biggest deal of a T-Rex before that was Sue the T-Rex, and she found that absolutely hilarious. That the names for these dinosaurs are so mundane. But yeah, Sue the T-Rex currently resides in Chicago, I think. Someone might have to fact check me on that, but I'm pretty sure I'm right.
I think so.
There you go. Bit of dino news. We're here. Do more. Loving the content. What, the dinosaur content? I'll give you more dinosaur content if you want dinosaur content. What do you mean Division content?
Yeah.
You want dinosaurs in the Division is what I hear you saying.
Are there dinosaurs in the Natural History Museum contaminated quarantine zone?
I don't know, actually.
Or is it just a woolly mammoth and like a saber-toothed cat?
I don't recall.
Sure.
I would actually have to check. Anyway, tune back in 8 minutes 40 for our countdown of the top 100 dinosaurs of 2020. We'll be back really soon with that listicle. All right, bye. Hello, everyone, and welcome to State of the Game number 173 on the 4th of November, 2020. My name's Hamish, and today we're going to be going through some very cool stuff with my pals, Trick and Mackenzie. I hope everyone's keeping safe, masked when needed to, and you're taking care of yourselves. But let's bring in our friends. Hi, Trick. Hi, Mackenzie. How you doing?
Hello, how are you?
Very well, very well. Excited to talk about some of the cool new things coming to the Division. How about you? Hopefully the same.
Hopefully the same. Yeah, I think the same. How about you, Mackenzie?
We don't have Mackenzie's microphone.
I muted myself.
He's got, yes, it wasn't me.
Got it.
It wasn't my fault.
But I'm very excited to talk about everything that's coming with T12.
Yes. Well,
incredibly smooth podcasting we have here.
Perfect.
Yes.
As you can see, we're all still working from home with the state of the world. That's just what's going on. Welcome into our homes. It's nice to be able to share it with you and also be able to talk to you about cool stuff because video games are fun, which I think is a cool thing to talk about, and I feel very privileged to be able to do that. Okay. Where do we start? Well, I know where we start. We're going to start with some priority alerts so we can get to the juicy stuff as quickly as possible. There was a routine maintenance performed yesterday. We fixed an issue where control point supply rooms would remain locked after killing rogue agents in that activity, so tick. Fixed an issue where certain floors in the summit would have missing objectives or inoperable elevators. Fixed an issue where recalibrating attributes onto lower gear score items would also downgrade that recalibrated value. That one's fixed. Fixed an issue where the rate of fire attribute in the recalibration station did not appear at its proper maximum. Also, the last resort apparel event is now closed and will no longer be available, but you can get those apparel items for purchase with premium credits if you want to. Again, completely optional. The legacy cache will become available with a rotated selection of apparel, and the apparel event outfits will be available for standalone purchase with a 25% discount. So, yeah. I guess maybe that's because I feel like the holiday season starts on November 1st, or as soon as Halloween decorations come down, everyone's all about that. I don't know, holiday season. It doesn't. I don't feel it.
It's weird that you think that we ever take down the Halloween decorations.
Each to their own.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. They're the best decorations that there are. Okay, so like we said, TU12 is coming soon. And there's going to be some streams coming up where we talk a bit more in depth about it, but there's going to be new weapons, new gear, there's a new brand as well in there and some new exotics. So tune back in next week for that. There's a bunch of other stuff. I have a list of things to go through, and we're going to talk about them in detail. The optimization station is coming back. There's a global event shop as well, much like similarly to how you could do stuff in global events in Division 1. We're going to talk about that as well. There's another apparel event. There is an increase to your inventory size. The crowd goes wild. Okay.
I was expecting clapping, and yet, I'm alone in my room.
It's happening. It's definitely happening. There is the ability to turn on your mask from anywhere you are. People have been asking that for forever. It's finally happening. It's very 2020. You can wear a mask wherever you want, and you should. Picking up skills, we're going to talk about that in a bit. Mackenzie's got some stuff to show us there. Gear mod filtering, all sorts of stuff coming in TU12. So I already see a bunch of people in chat. Sam the Archangel saying, you love to see it. Yes, you do. Natalie Ozzy is freaking out, saying, oh my gosh, I expected a big struth from Natalie Ozzy, but no. Okay, lots of good reactions coming in. Real dude. Pog champs only. Yes. Okay. All right. So, like I said, today we've got a bit to talk about. Trick, can we start with the optimization station? Can you take us through why that's coming back? Is it the same or different to people who may have experienced it? I have a video and 3 little pictures we can show about that. Which would you like to start with?
We can start with that video, and I can try to talk through it a bit. So the optimization station was a big feature inside of Division 1, and we wanted to bring that back to sort of exist alongside the recalibration station. So now you can go to any of the gear items that you have, you can find your favorite stat, and this includes exotics. You can find your absolute favorite stat in the whole world, and you can be like, nah, I want that to be a little bit higher. It essentially subdivides any of the stats into like 10 stages and has a certain price for each of those stages. We do some math to make certain that you're not kind of getting like cheated out if one of your bonus rolls is next to one of those thresholds. So the way it works is that there are now 4 new currencies. Actually, there's this entire wall of new currencies that you
I paused the
about.
video here because it's quite I guess, important.
It's quite a lot. It feels like a bunch of wallets to see them all at once.
Yeah.
But it's like you have one class of things that you get from breaking down gear that goes in a particular slot. So if I want to optimize pistols, I need to go to get a bunch of pistols and deconstruct them, and then I can spend that pistol deconstruct currency to upgrade them. But in addition to that, there is also the shade calibration, which you get from completing projects, and from you can craft any of these inside of the crafting station. So you can just craft a big bundle of the one that you're falling behind on, for example. And there's also a faction associated with each gear slot and weapon type that says, oh, Rikers have shotguns, so you need to defeat Riker named bosses, the final bosses of missions or the final bosses of bounties, in order to get the Rikers material, the Rikers tactical assessment. And that way is sort of, if you engage with all of the different sort of systems of the game, or if you just really like scavenging, there's like now a really solid reason to go out and scavenge for materials in the world, because you just use the standard scavenging materials like polycarbonate and electronics and stuff to craft the bundles of materials. So that way you can actually like use that crafting economy and all of those wallets and wallets full of materials to just say, you know what, my favorite item in the world, I want it to be fully god rolled, because we don't do anything to stop you from just using this to god roll every single item in your whole inventory.
I did see one question. Does this apply to mods as well? Can you optimize mods? Or
you cannot optimize mods. So mods are still, you need to go out there and grind them for finding the rolls that you want.
So if people are really trying to cap out and have their absolutely min-maxed build, they'll still have to rely on finding the right mods. Right.
Yeah, and it's also still really helpful to have a higher rolled item from the start, because that helps you not have to pay for the lower tiers of the particular gear. So there's a little bit of min-maxing and spend-maxing if you want to, with looking at, I want to recalibrate the worst stat on this item so that I can have my medium stat be the one that I pay my optimization to get to the top of.
Cool. Talon, hey, are you adding in-mod sorting? We really need this. We're actually going to talk about that in a sec, so stick around. I do have... Again, people know my favorite part of any stream is a PowerPoint. Mackenzie, are you ready?
Yes, indeed.
All right, let's. I've got my laptop rigged up so we can hopefully share that. Let's head on over. All right, take us through it.
Yes, for 2.12, we're making some improvements to the summit. And so these are mainly focused on the challenges, so adding a new progression loop to the summits, commendations, which we've seen people really wanted to have, and then some additional quality of life improvements.
All right.
And so
just let me know if you need me to go to the next slide, or if I go too go too quickly, just let me know. All right.
Okay. Yes, so for these are summit challenges, and so this is an additional thing that you can do while you're climbing the summit. And so it's the tactical ones are short-term goals, and the ascents are long-term goals. And it's something that you can keep on doing while you're climbing. And so you'll have one of each of these active, and each time you complete one of these challenges, you get a reward. And the reward goes through like XP, targeted loot items, summit challenge caches, which have optimization and recal materials. And so it's just another loop to get things that you want through targeted loots, to get the optimization materials that you want, since that'll be a big part of the end game, and just to keep on switching up combat with completing different challenges. So if we go to the next one, it's kind of just, you can see here we went into the tactical, and you can select the different ones. This one is destroying enemy weak points. And so these will kind of synergize with different builds and different play styles. So some will be easier for some players in some builds, and vice versa. And then the next slide this just kind of goes over what I was talking about. One thing to note here is like you can only complete each of these challenges once per an ascent. And so if you're to complete that weak points one, you wouldn't be able to complete that one again until you finish floor 100. And then that would become available again. And so there's like a special reward for completing all of them. But in progress ones will maintain their state. So if you got 90% of the way done on that weak points one, on your next turn of the summit, if you finish the summit without finishing that one, it would still have the 90%. And so it's really just trying to be generous and letting you complete these challenges as you want to. And so on the next slide, yes, here are the rewards for the summit challenges. And so you can see you'll always get XP for completing one of them. You'll get targeted loot items on an interval, the summit challenge caches with the optimization and recal materials. And then there are the milestone rewards. So on the 10th, 20th, and 30th, you'll get blueprints and spec points. There's a new exotic assault rifle that you unlock for completing 5 challenges in a single summit ascent, which is pretty awesome. And then if you're really completing 20 and 30 challenges for the named item cache and exotic cache is a really tough challenge. But if you are able to do it, it's on top of all the other rewards of Summit, you're going to be getting a lot of things. So cool. That'll be a cool thing to grind for. And now, yes, the commendations. And so you'll see here we have a variety of commendations, multiple for some of the categories that interact with different things. So like this one is with the summit challenges. And so, completing 20 ascents, having finished 5 challenges. This next one is about, next slide. Yes, about opening a certain number of crates within the summits. And you'll see like we have the patches, and this next patch is my favorite.
So good.
Yes. Julie, our UI artist, made this. I love the dog. And so, yeah, that's, something that I think a lot of players are going to be really excited about, having commendations for Summit.
Yeah, and doggo patches.
Yes.
I'm into it. I saw my first PogChamp about it, so I'm happy. All right, what's this we're looking at here? Yes, so we've heard the community feedback about the summit not being rewarding enough, and so we've looked into a lot. And what we decided to do is each time that you unlock a new checkpoint, so when you finish like floor 3, floor 6, floor 9, floor 10, you get this like floor cleared message where you normally just get XP, but on these specific floors you'll also get a targeted loot item. And so you can see there in the notification that you have the targeted loot item. In this case, they were targeting knee pads. And so you'll get knee pads on whatever difficulty, like the loot will scale based off the difficulty you're playing on. And if you go to the next slide, you can just kind of see like this is a guaranteed way to keep on getting rewards. It should make the summit balance out that rewarding versus time that people are bringing up. And, since it's based on your personal selection of target loot within the summit, it's a really good way to grind within there. Oh, if that's the... Oh, no, we have a bit more.
We have a bit more. Almost there. Yes, so this is just like a small quality of life improvements. The weekly summit projects, having to complete the summit once a week was just too tall of an order. And so here we've changed it to be just complete 30 floors within summit.
Great.
Here I'm just showing that we have a 10th new directive coming with Season 4, and that'll also be available in the Summit. And yeah, a new level of challenge for those diehards.
Nice. Basically turns all the enemies into barbarians.
Yes.
I'm into it. Cool. Nice. A lot of good stuff.
And... yes, a couple more quality of life improvements for the summits. We have a new objective type and a couple variants of that. We adjusted the frequency of the drone objectives because we heard a lot about that. Rogue encounters, we've seen feedback around that, and so we've increased how often those will happen for legendary. And then we've also reduced the cooldown time between how often rogue encounters can happen in general within the summit, and so you should see those a bit more frequently. I just mentioned about the directive and the weekly projects. And so that's kind of all that's coming for the summit for Q12. It's the new challenges, the new commendations, and then the quality of life things.
Nice, you've been busy. Very cool.
Yes.
Oh, I like it. Especially the doggy patch. We did mention before, and I saw a bunch of questions about it already. The deployed skills. So we alluded to the fact that there's some stuff there.
Yes.
Obviously, a lot of these things come based on community feedback. So thank you for keeping that feedback coming in. We really appreciate it. Can you talk us through what's happening with the turrets?
Yes. You have the video, right?
I do. Let's take a look at it.
And so, yes, you'll see that for this turret, it was deployed and it had about half of its cooldown left. And so when you pick it up, it will refund, it will reduce the cooldown by that amount. And so you see like here, is the video frozen?
No, sorry, I just paused it so people could see what's happening.
Okay. Yes. So there, like you messed up the throw and you pick it up right away. And so it gets refunded back to you immediately. Whereas here,
let's rewind and watch it again.
Yes. So if you pause there, like you see, it was halfway through its duration. And when you pick it up, it's half the cooldown that you have to wait for.
Cool.
So it's, hopefully that makes sense. And then this one, you throw it out and it's got its full duration left. And so when you pick it up, it's a very short cooldown.
Yeah.
And so
does that apply the same for like the mortar turret?
It's slightly different based off of the number of charges and such that you have left, I believe. But it should make using the turrets a lot smoother.
Fantastic. That's really good news. I see a lot of great response to that as well. So I'm glad people are happy with that. So are there any limitations to this functionality with the turret that we need to be aware of? Just, it seems pretty straightforward.
It's pretty straightforward, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I guess if you tossed it someplace that you can't reach it, well, too bad.
Sure.
Yes, that is like the one bit. Yeah.
Like if you've been playing VR, you can't you reach out and have like a range where you can just like Thor's hammer the turret, right? Like it's gonna. You have to actually be able to reach it.
Yes.
Cool. Okay, so we talked also about the mask being a toggleable thing. I want to bring that up now because I think that's a really cool addition. Let's take a look at where people can find the way to change that.
Yes. So if you're looking at your mask slot in the inventory, you'll press the options button and you can see there at the bottom under inventory options, the last option there, always show mask, and you just switch that to on and it will always show.
Perfect.
Simple.
Nice. Easy. Happy about it. There's not a lot to show in this next screenshot. Did I have it? We did say that we could show it, so let's bring that up.
Yes.
It's kind of hard to find, but what is it? What are we looking at here?
The inventory size has been increased, and so you can see at the top, I have 120 items out of the 150 that are possible.
Yeah, that's a big increase. So
yes,
Yannick did say no stash size increase, so he didn't. This kind of came out of nowhere. I didn't know this was happening, so I was really excited to see it in the notes. But I think a lot of other people are excited too. I guess across 4 characters as well, that's 200.
Yes, yeah, because it applies to all your characters. So it is a pretty big buff to that.
Yes, the stash, just to be clear, has no increase applied to it. This is all inventory space. What about more loadout slots? I don't think we have any news on that right now, if that's happening. But if we hear anything about that, we will let you know. Okay. Have either of you worked on the gear mod filtering, or are you able to tell me anything about it?
I've not worked on that at all. I think I do not say names of developers who are in the call.
Okay.
That is not my jam.
All right. We have this screenshot, and people can take a look at what that's going to look like in TU12. So all these changes will be coming very soon. So something to get excited about. Do I see any questions in here we can talk about? Any updates planned for hardcore mode? I don't have any news on that either. What I do have is some updates. So you do, Shrek, work on the global event side of things.
I do work on the global event
mistaken.
side of things.
We aren't talking about, but there is a new global event coming soon.
Yes.
We're talking about the global event shop today. You did mention before the call that this global event is one that we haven't run on the game before.
Yeah. So season 4 does have a new global event. I don't know if I can say the name of it or not. But we're going to be having, so that's going to be our sort of final global event, new global event of the year. And along with it, we decided to have, like, we wanted to have a reason to remain sort of entrenched inside of any active global event. And so we changed a little bit of the way the rewards work for them. So now you complete challenges or just level up during the course of while you have the global event active, and that accrues you stars. And so that will achieve your milestones to get your rewards on that normal reward track. But in addition, you can spend the stars inside of a store with the seasons vendor, and actually buy a lot of the sort of high quality caches that you look for inside of the game. So if you're just looking for crafting materials, you can spend just a couple of stars. But if you really want something big, like you can get the exotic cache for 20, the optimization cache is in there as well as the season cache. And so you can start staying inside of the event longer and actually working on it to get some more of the things that you want. Spending your stars inside of this store does nothing to impact your progress on getting the reward tiers. Those just go up for saying, hey, you've gotten this many stars during the event. Congrats, here's your present. So you can freely be like, oh, I got 3. I'm trying to recal a dozen things for some reason. I can just buy the recal cache. That's going to be fine. That's not going to harm your progression in any way.
Very cool. Can you give us an update on what's happening with the league currently in season 3? The Dusk League has just started, I think, yesterday.
Yeah, so the Dusk League started yesterday. Do you have the video of that? Because I don't remember which missions I targeted in it.
Okay.
My tomorrow is my try to play the live game day, so I didn't get a chance to do my usual play session yesterday.
Okay.
Because Dusk is the new target. She keeps evading me, so I actually have not yet removed her from this mortal coil. But oh yeah, this is the one that's primarily focused on like True Sun stuff, setting True Suns on fire because it's my favorite hobby, because I hate them. And I love the Wolf Charm. The Wolf Charm is one of my favorite things.
Yeah, I really like that. That's super cool.
Yeah. It's kind of funny because I love so many of the sort of late season trophies, and so I'm really frustrated that I can't have more than one, because I always want Stabbins, my favorite Buffy the Vampire Slayer steak, which is not called Stabbins. Mm-hmm. That's from a different show.
Mr. Pointy.
Mr. Pointy, thank you. Beat me to it. But it's a pretty good set, and it's also a good one to be able to pursue those last two together, where you're fighting True Suns, since both of them are True Suns focused.
Oh, I have one more image that has snuck or evaded our sneaky fingers. Bighornbuff.jpg. What is this? What does this mean?
Wait,
Mackenzie,
is it really a JPEG?
No, it's actually a PNG.
Right, I was like, what are you doing?
Less compression. No, let's check it out. What's going on here? All right. Okay. All right, there you go, chat. I don't know who...
Is Mackenzie still muted?
I think he might be.
I did it twice. Okay,
Mackenzie, tell us
yes.
Tell us what's happening here.
Yes. So we heard the feedback about the Bighorn, and we wanted to give it a little bit of a buff, and so we increased the magazine from 30 to 40. And so that should help it in its AR mode, perform a bit better as an AR, and then, it's going to be great for the rifle mode.
Cool. Well, I'm excited to see how that pans out on the server.
Yeah.
So let us know what you think about it once you have a chance to play it on the live game very soon. Cool. All right. I don't think I have any other images that have snuck through, other than the agent highlights we're going to show in a second. Are there any questions that you've seen in chat that you want to address, or any points? If any do come up, just let me know.
I was like, I don't have the chat up right now.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
There was the one thing that I'd mentioned earlier about NPC balance. I've seen this brought up a lot by the community. We've not adjusted NPC balance since to 9.1, and so we've kept the balance there the same. If we were to change anything, we would tell you about it. Yes.
That's not how you said it earlier. You said, "Oh, I check every time this gets brought up, and I swear it's not happened."
You can just see the logs as Mackenzie diffs the attributes files on all of these enemies, going, okay, no, this is all fine. This is all the same.
Mackenzie is that GIF with like all of the algebraic like overlay over. It's like, is it happening? No, okay, it's not. Mackenzie promises.
Yes. Yeah, it's like, honestly, like every 3 weeks, we see something brought up by the community for it. I get asked about it. I check it. They've not changed.
Fantastic. Okay, let's head over to some agent highlights. If you do see any other questions in chat that you want to pick up, just let us know. But I have cute things, so I want to show them. The first one that we have comes from TD Dark Zone, and is woohoo! Inspired by that awesome charm. It's super cute. I can't tell if those are donuts or biscuits. I guess you would call them cookies.
I was going to say they're cookies, but you're going to call them biscuits, sure.
Biscuits. Okay, this is the ongoing debate. Like,
or
you call scones biscuits. Anyway, it's a whole thing.
Do you dip these in tea? I don't think so. Therefore,
I would
it's a
say
cookie.
part of it you could dip in tea. If it's do you dip shortbread in tea?
Well, I've got no idea of the scale of these, and so I am actually picturing them as like the 6 magical rings for some sort of neoncromancer.
Okay, that's fantastic. All right, do go over and follow TD Dark Zone on Twitter because that's very cute. And that deserves a follow. I definitely will. Well, I already do follow, so I'm pretty sure. Uninat Cosband, a couples cosplay. I'm a big fan. Very 2020. This is the way. This is the way the world's going, everyone. And I'm not as prepared as these two. Very, very cool. I especially like the face paint and the duct tape on the boot. Attention to detail.
Oh,
I like it. Yeah. I just can't. I can't even with how prescient the Division is. I think, and I will posit this now, I'm pretty sure the Division community, especially the cosplay community, is super prepared for the impending zombie apocalypse that is happening right now. Like we're in the start of whatever that is. Tell me I'm wrong. Convince me otherwise, please.
Yes, every time I read the news, I go, good, a pandemic apocalypse. Wonderful. I haven't been living that for however long I've been on this game.
Yes. Yep. It's happening. I think as a community we can come together and rebuild the Earth. I think that's what's going to happen. I believe in us.
The Earth's going to fall apart?
No,
that's next?
Yes, okay. That's all we have on the list for today. Let me double check. I do have a note here saying that the next state of the game will be on November 11th. That means it's 1 week from now. Yes. I know it's been a long time since we've had a stream. We've been 4 weeks, actually, since our last one. A bunch of stuff has been going on. I had to cancel one due to some MRI appointments. We're good. But 1 week until the next one. I have it on the list. Johan says it's happening, so it's happening, and I'm stoked about it. And it's going to be about the new gear coming to TU12. So hopefully we have some screenshots and some cool new things. Mackenzie already said that there's an exotic assault rifle somewhere, so I'm excited about it.
There are a lot of good exotics. I really love the new gear set, so I'm glad to see people see it.
Cool. All right. Well, that's going to be all from us for today. Thank you, everyone, for staying with us throughout the stream. Also, continuing to be a part of the conversation surrounding our game, whether that's on Reddit, on Twitter, on the forums. Your feedback is always super helpful. And with TU12, it's going to be extremely helpful as well. So make sure you stay as part of the conversations. We'll see you again next week. Thanks, Trick. Thank you, Mackenzie, for being here today. And let's do that awkward wave thing.
Bye, bye.
Bye, everyone. See ya.